right, Molly, what are you going to rate? I learned.
We are often reminded how technology can negatively affect our social, emotional, and mental health. But it's becoming more apparent how it can also affect us physically, specifically younger children's fine motor skills. Fine motor skills are the small muscles in your hands that you use in several activities throughout your day. As the upcoming generations are spending more time at home scrolling and tapping on their devices, it is causing them to become very behind in their fine motor development.
What's happening more and more is kids are getting to kindergarten and they can't hold a pencil right. They can't write their name. They can't tie their shoes. They can't hook the zipper on their jacket. All these things that, kids used to be able to do going into kindergarten, and they're finding that more and more kids are struggling with those things. Anything that requires some of that dexterity and strength in the hands.
Not only is this being noticed in schools, it is also gaining attention from the media. There have been many studies that question whether or not we should be handing our kids devices at such a young age.
There was this study, and it basically was 24 weeks, and one group of kids interacted with an iPad. It's a tablet, so I'm assuming an iPad with apps and things like that. And the other set of kids just did normal kind of fine motor activities, and they compared them at the end of the 24 weeks. And the kiddos that did all of those kind of typical fine motor hands-on activities tended to have a little bit higher scores.
Since children are coming into the school system with these struggles, it has forced teachers to have to come up with activities to implement in their classrooms that will work towards building fine motor skills.
So I try to implement as many opportunities as I can for the kids to use fine motor. Like they have a morning task every morning that involves writing, cutting, gluing. I also, we do writing every single day. I'm a stickler for that. As many opportunities as I can to give them.
So they would, move from like station to station, especially in the beginning of the year. I would provide them, with activities such as sorting, things that like using tools like tweezers, Play-Doh, beading, all things that they would have to use, their hands and their fingers to work with.
It is important for parents to be able to acknowledge their kids' struggles with fine motor skills and get them assistance like setting up an appointment with an occupational therapist.
We kind of are, number one, try to encourage parents to limit the technology. It's disheartening when you walk out into the lobby and every single child sitting there has a screen.
There are also many activities that therapists and teachers recommend for parents to do at home with their kids to help strengthen their fine motor skills.
Give the kids Play-Doh, give them, puzzles, give them anything small that they can manipulate. Also, of course, crayons, just coloring and cutting and gluing, and as many chances as they can give to kids. Take the iPad and give them something that they can manipulate with their hands.
As technology continues to improve, it is becoming more and more involved in our kids' daily lives, whether that's at home or at school. Before handing your children devices, it is a good idea to think about how it might be affecting them physically. For Hempfield Happenings, I'm Mckenna Straley.